Hello, YouTube. We are here with the four captains of the 2021 Holly Springs High School Girls Lacrosse team. In your top left corner is Haley Calcavecchia, senior defender, committed to Barton. In your top right is Kayleen Favreau, led the state in everything as a freshman 2 years ago, junior, lefty. In the bottom right, best goalie in the state, committed to Limestone, Emma McCoy. And on your bottom left, senior midfielder, committed to Longwood, Jordan Ellerson. We are so thankful to have the opportunity to be together and to practice even. Girls, May of 2018, we first met. And I remember Molly Anton, one of her first things she said to me was, "Hey, Coach Hepp, we really want to grow the program, but you got to understand, like, we're not that great. I mean, it's one of those things like, we get to class in the morning after a game and, the baseball guys are there and they're like, hey, did you win last night? And they're like, oh, no, don't answer. We know you lost, that sort of thing. And, we don't even have a Twitter account. Like, you know, so just it's you guys have really built this thing up. Just share a little bit about, how what have you guys experienced? You guys have really invested, really poured in. How has it grown so much these last, you know, 3-4 years you guys have been in high school?
I know that this year, like, we've been like really big on like team like unity,
Your dog
and
just took a little dive there.
but like especially like this year, like we've been like really big like trying to get close to all the players, and I feel like we've been trying to do like more stuff like out of like lacrosse, like bonding, like 6 feet, like you know.
Of course, social
But
distance,
like, I
yes.
think that really helps our team, like grows it. It makes us like the closer you are, like the better you play together.
No, I agree with Emma. I think that like we've done like a much better job this year, and like even with the challenges of COVID, we've still figured out ways like off the field to get in touch with each other. Like we go to Womble and we practice, and I think that helps a lot. Like when we're on the field, I'm excited to see this season like how we're able to connect more and just have that. Like I know me and Jordan have it on the field, but like to have that like team of everybody able to work together smoothly because we have the off-field connections.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna touch on that. Like, I think when you came to the program, like I was a sophomore, Emma was a sophomore, Haley was a sophomore, and Kayleen was a freshman, and I just feel that like I had never been a part of a team before that felt so connected from like the get go. Like I know it takes time to like get to the point like where we're at now, where everyone's like comfortable, but I think it's definitely helped like your core values that you like pretty much revolve the team around. Like it all just like over time has built us into like the unity that we have. And I feel that like you play better when you're like who you're surrounding yourself with, like you're comfortable. And like you know that like you don't have to be like tense and like worked up or like nervous to make a mistake because you just know that like your teammates are always gonna pat you on the back and say like, you have the next one and you're gonna learn from it. And I just feel that like having like those connections off the field with your teammates, it like literally just makes everything so much more enjoyable and like makes things easier. And like you said, like it makes doing the little things like so much more important like over time. So I just feel that like the unity of our team has gotten us to the point where we're at. And yeah.
And then I feel like with COVID, we all really look forward to going to lacrosse. So we're all like, everyone comes and we're all focused, and we all like don't have really much else to do. So we all hang out with each other outside, and I think that brings a lot, like that brings us together a lot and builds that team chemistry.
As well as like I think just like mindset. I think I was talking to Kayleen about this the other day. Like it's all about your mindset with like anything in life, and I think especially with like us, like we've had a set goal. Like I know since I was in 8th grade, like when I knew I was going into high school, like my biggest thing was like I want to put a banner on the wall. I want to put a banner on the wall, and like it's been my goal ever since. And I think that like being surrounded by people who have like the same mindset as you, like it helps you stay on track. And like that's like one of the most important things is like who you're surrounding yourself around, like I said before. So definitely mindset has helped us too.
Mindset is everything.
Well, you guys have really poured in time outside, off the field, outside of practice, and we do obviously some things as a team. Whether it's kind of the annual pumpkin carving deal, or even the very first summer, going to Jordan Lake. The summer we went to the ice rink when Colby broke her collarbone. That'll always be a family memory of ours. But we've had some things that you guys have committed to as a team, and then you take things a step further. And you guys, even the other day, you guys were all at Tropical after practice. I went there. I couldn't even get in because all you guys were in there. I was like, but you guys have done a fantastic job as captains and as leaders to try to really build that unity and to connect with everyone. Because really, at the end of the day, like you're not, you guys are going to remember the wins and losses nearly as much as you're going to remember, those fun times or the bus ride from New Bern with the smoke and on the bus smoking up and on the having us pull over the side of the road for an hour and a half. But like those things. So you guys have done a really nice job with that, and I think that is a huge component of why the program has grown. So yeah, so I saw a photo the other day from one of your moms. You guys were all like in 5th, 6th grade. It was at maybe a birthday party. I don't know.
It was like a YLS team celebration at Michelangelo's.
Oh,
I remember.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's one of the neat things that seems with the Holly Springs just community. Like a lot of the families, like a lot of you guys have like grown up here, like went to elementary school here, like your families have like lived in the same house your whole life. Like I just think that's super awesome. It's one of the reasons we're excited to move that way. But how is it being like you guys have been friends since 5th grade, 6th grade? Like or Emma and Jordan went to kindergarten together? I mean,
Yeah.
so like how is it like knowing someone like basically pretty much your whole life?
I mean, I feel like it's not like that big of a difference. I think it's just like we. Alright, I know how to word it.
Okay, Emma literally is like she's like a sister to me. Like I don't even view her as like just a friend or just a teammate. Like she's literally like a sister. So I feel like me and her have like a different type of friendship. You know what I mean? Just because like you know someone for so long and like Emma's probably like, oh my God, Jordan, like you've been doing this for 12 years now, and I'm like, oh my God, Emma, you've been like this for 12 years now, nothing changes. But like I feel like we definitely have like a different type of like bond and friendship, and it's just because we've known each other for so long and we've grown up together and like we've been through a lot. Like just like it's like between like our families and like friends in between, like we've always just like stayed friends, and like we haven't always gone to the same school, we haven't always been on the same teams, but I think knowing someone for a long time, like yeah, like it doesn't make that big of a difference, I guess, but I think it definitely just like makes the bond different over time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't known them for that long, but I remember meeting Haley really well for some reason. And she kind of like took me under her wing when I was like the only one that was a year younger on our team. And then like Jordan, Emma, Haley, like all did that again, like took me under their wing and really welcomed me. My freshman year, so not only like are they some of my greatest friends, but even only being a year younger, like they're definitely like great role models for me. And I always like go to them for advice, like Emma, like I'm always texting her, we're always texting back and forth, like just like the most random things, like helping each other out and stuff. And I know that I always have like them to lean on, which is awesome.
Very cool.
I think it's pretty bittersweet that I started my lacrosse career with them, and then I didn't play lacrosse for a while. I just wanted to play soccer. But now this season we'll be having our senior night, like me, Jordan, and Emma, and I'll be ending my lacrosse. Well, I guess my like childhood lacrosse career with them. I mean, I still have 4 more years, but it's gonna be a bittersweet moment, our senior night.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that like we all started like that low and now we're like all committed. Well,
literally,
and like it's crazy. Like senior night, I was texting Kayleen about it. I'm like, I'm gonna be crying so much. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought about that the other day too. It's like we're all so goal, oriented, trying to, win the first conference title for the school and hang the first girls lacrosse banner in the gym and all that stuff. But it's like I have to stop myself sometimes and really just like try to like enjoy every day right now, because it's like this has been like a long road with you guys, and like we are at the point where we are, a mature team. Like we are an older, focused, driven, group. And so, I'm like, man, it doesn't work out like this every year. So, and it is special to be together for that long, because you guys were the young guys on the team the last couple of years, and we had senior classes, but they were smaller senior classes. You guys have been, a part of the core of the team, for the last 3-4 years. So, you guys have taken the lumps and had the, 19-2 losses and the, all that. So, yeah. So, you guys seem to have, embraced the small stones theme that we started back 3 years ago. And you brought. So, well, what's that one? Put that one back up there.
Okay, so this one, I'll show this side first. So actually, no, this will explain the story. So this is Owen 53, because in the past, I can't remember the exact years, but it's basically a combined record of how many times we've lost to Apex and Middle Creek. And it's our motivation. And on the first day of our workouts for this year, Coach Hepp gave us one of our small stones, because it's like our thing, like small stones to move mountain and all that. It's the whole thing. But basically, we got to run around the practice field, and Hepp like runs across the field, and he's like, hold on, and he dumps like a bag of rocks, and we're like, oh boy, what's he doing? And we run up, and we all pick up rocks, and we're like, oh, and 53. And then you flip it around, and it says first, and it's like our motivation. And I kept it on my desk and next to my bed, because I use it as like my motivation. I've had multiple people say, oh, 53, like, ooh. I'm like, no, that's my motivation. And they're like, that's your motivation? I go, yep. And then I flip it over, and it reminds us like we want to end up on top this year. So it's all about those goals and small stones. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good stuff.
On a side comment, real quick.
Yeah.
I think also just like overall this whole season, since what happened last season, our season getting cut short, I feel like my motivation at least is like I never know when my last game will be. So like I'm not gonna take it for advantage, and like every practice, like I'm trying to keep like positive attitude and just like, because you never really know like when your last game is.
Yep.
Yeah, like I still remember, like I have like those snapshots in my like memory of like that last game against Friendship, and it's like crazy to think like in the moment, like we didn't really know like the seriousness of COVID. I remember it didn't really hit all of us until Hepp gave us that long talk on the bus about it. You know what I'm talking about, Jordan?
Yeah, because I literally remember we went to cookout after, and like people were posting and like joking about it, and I remember being like, guys, wait. I was like, wait, maybe we shouldn't joke. Like, I kind of have a bad feeling. I go, I've kept us on the bus for like a little bit, and like you kept saying like, make sure you get your assignments turned in, make sure you get all your stuff out of your lockers. Like, you just never know what can happen. And we were all like, oh, whatever, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Like, just a nice long spring break. And then I remember we get to cook out, and I remember being like, oh my god, like I was like stressing on the inside. I'm like, what if like something crazy happens? And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. But I remember Kayleen and me, like, we talked about the other day, and we were like, remember when we were in the car, and Kayleen was like, remember when you were like thinking to yourself, like, what if it was like we never thought it was going to be like this. So I think definitely we've learned not to take anything for granted. Like, it was always something that like I knew not to do, but I definitely have processed it and learned that with this whole experience. So yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it's like definitely, it's weird to think about it. Like, I remember like one of the last draws that you took, Jordan. Like, I don't know why it's so like engraved into my memory, but I was like, I don't know. You definitely taught me like not to take things for granted. And I think there's been a lot of negative to come out of COVID, but it's also like it's been a huge like point like of learning in my life. So I am grateful for parts of it.
Well, tomorrow we open up with a scrimmage against a talented Green Level squad. They're young, but as I've mentioned before, they've got a number of Fever girls and a couple. They had 3 freshmen on varsity at Panther Creek that were rezoned to Green Level, and now they're juniors. So it's I think they'll compete to win their conference. What are you guys looking forward to tomorrow? Like Kayleen was saying, can't believe it's been almost a year since be able to compete. What are you guys looking forward to tomorrow?
To see how our team plays together, especially.
Say again?
See how our team plays together?
To see how our team plays together?
Yeah, like in a game situation.
I'm excited to see the growth that we've made, just the jump from sophomore year, a little bit junior year, and now to our senior year. I'm excited to see how far we've come. I think like Kaylee said, I'm excited to see like us putting it all together. I think a lot of us have put in like a lot of time over this like summer and the fall season to improve ourselves individually and like also meeting up to improve ourselves as a whole. So I'm just excited to see the difference like between last year and this year.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing. I'm just excited to be back on the field because when we were in like the middle of like the harsher months, I would say, like when we were all kind of like really staying home and like no one was really leaving, like I kept thinking to myself, like I remember like I was watching film and a tear came to my eye because I was like, I really hope I get to like be on the field again because like I just like had in the back of my head like I wanted to reach the goal of like being with everyone on my senior year and like winning the SWAC and like that was always a goal for me and I just like I'm just like my first thought is that I'm just like grateful to be back on the field to begin with, but I'm also just excited to see like you guys said like the growth because I feel like we have a lot of new talent coming in and I think we've had other athletes from other sports come like Jesse with cheer, Kari with softball, Elise with basketball, and just like everyone. It just seems like we have so many like good athletes and like people who have picked up on the sport, and I just feel like all the pieces are going to come together, and I really hope that does happen. So I just want to like see how it goes, but like you said, like enjoy it while we're living through it and not think so much in the future at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And then my kind of my advice, I guess, to you or to all of us tomorrow is just to not, we're going to hit bumps. There's going to be adversity. We're going to make mistakes. It is the first time we've played together in 10 months. Let's, keep our expectations at a reasonable level that, hey, when adversity hits, learn from it, move on. And not just kind of next play. Right. So, I do think it's great to be able to play against Green Level because we do open with Apex next Monday. So to play a high-level competitor early in the scrimmage, I think is terrific. And I guess I'll answer the question too. I'm excited. We had goals between year 1 and year 2. Like one of the things we really want to do is be able to pass advance the ball at the field. It sounds super simple, but that very first year we struggled to be able to do that. We ended up running up the transitions a lot. And then last year we got to the point where we were able to do that some. And I think this year we should be, I think, pretty good zipping the ball up. And then for us to be able to take practice time to be able to work on that. And then to be able to have, this year we've been able to spend even just in this first week, but significant amount of times with some of the games within the game, to work on our man up, man down stuff, to really be able to spend intentional time on clears and rides. And like those are things that we haven't really been able to get to that much in the past just because we weren't quite there yet. But I'm excited to see kind of our growth with some of those things too. Just as from a lacrosse standpoint, a team standpoint. But most of all, I'm excited just to kind of see the smiles on your faces tomorrow when you're out there and you're together and you're in your uniform and Jesse's barking at everybody and all that. So yeah. Well, good stuff. Well, girls, you guys get some rest tonight. Hopefully your first couple days of the second semester are going okay. You guys have a good first day today?
Boring.
Boring?
We have
Emma and Haley and I have a very exciting second period every day.
Oh,
that we
yeah.
get to do leadership class. It's taught by Coach Hepp. So yeah, I had a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you can, get through student leadership without any discipline issues, and hopefully get a decent grade in there. Wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to fail a class here on your last semester. So, all right. Well, I think that's about all I got. It's nice chatting with you guys. And tomorrow's just another opportunity to get better. So we'll enjoy it being out there, but we'll, obviously, of course, we'll film it, we'll evaluate the film, and see how we can do to prepare for conference games next week. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night.
Coach, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.